Excellent. I do like people who take charge of their own happiness. So my next question is both the hardest and easiest to answer. What would make you happy? Genuinely, not temporarily. Oh. Ah, gosh. I mean, I might as well answer all of these, right? Money. Oh, how boring. Hey all you cool creatures, I'm Cryptid. Welcome to the Cryptid Plays YouTube channel, and today we are going to be playing Do You Like Sweets, which is a visual novel created for the O2A2 Visual Novel Jam of 2023. And in this game, you have been researching about encounters with the Crooked Man for months, but now you can find out if he really exists. Some reports say he's a wizard, others say he's something entirely different. This game has 6 endings, and it is within the 1,000 word limit for people who develop visual novels for the O2A2 Visual Novel Jam. I don't think there's really any content warnings I need to provide you with. It's just a vaguely creepy visual novel, but it's not particularly scary in any sense, so with that out of the way, let's get started. There was a crooked man who wore a crooked smile, with a mouth of crooked teeth, which he could never file. He conjures crooked magic for those with brains and nose, but only if you meet him inside his crooked house. Already off to a nice creepy start. Ooh, I like how the stuff that we've read turns red. That's part of the urban legend you've heard. You've been researching about encounters with the Crooked Man for months, but now you can find out if he really exists. Some reports say he's a wizard. Others say he's something entirely different. You're waiting at an empty, old-fashioned sweet shop in the city of York. That's where the legend says he appears. You must come alone at midnight. Furthermore, there's no need to knock. If he's feeling generous and takes an interest in you, he'll ask a specific question. Suddenly, you hear a voice utter, "Do you like sweets?" Ah, this will probably be our crooked man. Since there's 6 endings, I am going to try to get them all. Do I like sweets? The answer here is yes, but let's say no. No. Well then, I have no interest in you. Ending 1. A waste of time. Excellent, we can get the first ending so quickly. Do you like sweets? Yes. Yes, I do. Well then, you'd better come in. Oh, I like his place. You enter through the door, but this isn't a sweet shop. You've entered a workshop, study, living room? It's hard to say what it is. Oh, I like him. Sharp teeth are always such a draw for me. Forgive the mess. It's a wizard's prerogative. Now that you've seen him, you know why people are unsure if he's a wizard. What? Don't you know it's rude to stare? Wait, why can't wizards have sharp teeth? Anyways, your teeth are too sharp. You can't be a wizard. You've never seen a wizard with sharp teeth before? You shake your head. I see. I think I know exactly what kind of sweets you need. You are given a small packet of sweets, the label of which says, "Don't look for me again, but please indulge yourself." Oh my god. Well, that's one very nice way to kick us out. A little keepsake from yours truly. You're about to inquire about what flavor the sweets are, but you're rushed out of the house and back into the alleyway. The sweet shop is empty. There's no living room, no bizarre decorations, and no crooked man. You're not convinced he's a wizard, but you can't deny that he has magical abilities. You look at the sweets you've been gifted. Do you eat the sweets? Oh, this sounds like a terrible idea, but sure. Yes. It would be a shame to squander them. You put the first sweet in your mouth. It's hard-boiled, but Moorish. It cracks against your teeth. You can't distinguish the flavor, aside from impossibly sugary. You eat one more, and try to identify the flavor. Then another, and another. You gobble them up, go home, and fall asleep swiftly. Eating those sweets certainly had an effect on you. The next morning, you find you have a mouthful of sharp, crooked teeth. When you examine them closely, you realize they look like the crooked man's. You don't know whether you need a doctor or a dentist or a vet. Ending 2, eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Fair. Alright, let's not eat the sweets. You're unsure if you trust the wizard and throw the sweets in the bin. Ending 1, a waste of time. Okay, that makes sense. Anyhow, let's go back and be friendlier and not say, hey, you don't look like a wizard. I'm sorry. I'm just happy to be here. Of course you are. Meeting me is a rare privilege. So, what kind of sweets are you in the market for? You weren't really in the market for anything, but he quickly adds, if you could have any kind of sweets, what would they be? Ooh. This seems like a, more generous answer. Let's go with the one that's more selfish, the kind that will make me happy. Excellent. I do like people who take charge of their own happiness. So my next question is both the hardest and easiest to answer. What would make you happy? Genuinely, not temporarily. Oh. Gosh. I mean, I might as well answer all of these, right? Money. Oh, how boring. You are given a small packet of sweets, the label of which says, "Don't look for me again, but please indulge yourself." A little keepsake from yours truly. So this is probably the same as the other ending. But let's see. I'll just skip to when we can eat them. Yes. You can't distinguish the flavor, aside from impossibly sugary. You eat one more, and try to identify the flavor. Then another, and another. You gobble them up, go home, and fall asleep swiftly. Eating those sweets certainly had an effect on you. The week after your encounter with the crooked man, you are named in a will, and are due to inherit a small fortune. It's a shame the police found you before you could bury the body of the testator. But you couldn't help it. There was something about those sweets that made you want to kill a man. Ending 3, a toffee penny most dreadful. Excellent. Alright, let's go back and get the other endings. Popularity? Oh, how boring. Alright, let's see what happens when we eat these. Yes, you can't distinguish the flavor aside from impossibly sugary. You eat one more and try to identify the flavor, then another, and another. You gobble them up, go home, and fall asleep swiftly. Eating those sweets certainly had an effect on you. You shared your encounter with the crooked man online and became famous. You warned everyone about him and earned the title of Magical Justice Warrior. For a few hours, but it didn't last. The Crooked Sweet Emporium website was created after your testimony and has gone viral thanks to your bad-mouthing. He's going to open the sweet shop. Netizens are abuzz with intrigue. Was it really as bad as you'd said? The crooked man was ever so grateful for your hate campaign. He sent you more sweets in the post. Now you think about it, you're desperate to taste them again. Perhaps you'd embellished your story. Trying a couple more sweeties couldn't hurt. Ending 4. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Perhaps. Alright. Love. He still finds this boring. Alright, what happens when we eat these sweets? There's only 6 endings, so I assume that most of them have to do with these particular answers. So I should have answered that we were getting sweets for someone else first, but that's okay. Eating those sweets certainly had an effect on you. Love is a strange thing. Those sweets, they were the most wonderful thing you'd ever eaten. You can't stop thinking about them. What was a passing fancy became a deep desire, an intense love. You have to meet the crooked man again. You need more sweets. Perhaps you should have been specific about which type of love you wanted. Ending 5, a candy heart. Alright. Magic. Are we gonna turn to the crooked man again? Are we gonna like get the crooked teeth again if we choose this one? Oh well, let's see. Oh my god. I love this. What happens if we ask for beauty? Wait, hold on. I'm gonna go to beauty and then magic. Beauty. Oh, how boring. The next morning you find you have a mouthful of sharp, crooked teeth. When you examine them closely, you realize they look like the crooked man's. You don't know whether you need a doctor, a dentist, or a vet. Fair enough. So he's like, yes, beauty. Screw you. Actually, I quite like this guy anyways. First and foremost, before getting the last correct answer, I'm gonna go get what happens if we're getting the candies for someone else. The kind that will make someone else happy. Ugh, oh, how noble. He seems unhappy with your response. You are given a small packet of sweets, the label of which says, "Don't look for me again, but please indulge yourself." A little keepsake from yours truly. Alright, what happens if we eat them? It would be a shame to squander them. Eating those sweets certainly had an effect on you. Okay, so we get the sharp teeth again. And I assume not eating them would just be the waste of time ending again. I can go check though. Let's not eat them. Okay, yeah. Alright. We want magic. Correct. You'd be surprised how many people ask for stupid things like money, popularity, love, or, I don't know, beauty. Your wish is the only one I'm willing to fulfill. You can tell he's being sincere. And you're glad you don't say any of the other things that went through your mind. I mean, I did say them personally. It's understandable that you want to learn how to use magic. A life without it is hardly worth living. I pity humans more than any other creature. This conversation has taken an unexpected turn. You're confused about how he came to this conclusion. You wanted him to give you a magic potion or artifact, not teach you magic. Magic confectionery is my specialism. Many dispute its potency, but you'd be surprised what you can achieve with sugar, magic, and malice. I can teach you things that no other magic wielder could ever dream of. Malice? You feel conflicted. He notes the change in your facial expression and adds, "You're the first in a long time that I've deemed worthy of my tutelage. You do want to be my apprentice, don't you?" No, this is a trap. How could you ask me this? How disappointing. He seems unhappy with your response. Okay, so we're just given candy again. This is probably going to be the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth one. Let's see. Oh, it's the warning everyone. Okay. So, no publicity is bad publicity. All right, let me go back and actually get the I do want to be your student answer. Yes, I want to be under your tutelage, sir. Well then, my apprentice, let us begin your first lesson. By the way, I like those eyes. His expressions are wild. Good end. Do you like sweets? See? Do you like sweets? And yes, I do. That was very interesting. I liked him a lot. That was Do You Like Sweets? And I really enjoyed it as a comedic semi-horror visual novel. It was more spooky instead of actually horrific, in spite of some of the endings, because they could be considered horror in their own right. But I loved the Crooked Man being an urban legend in this visual novel's world instead of a nursery rhyme, and I certainly enjoyed the developers' change to the actual Crooked Man rhyme. I thought that was a nice touch. I also thought that it was a nice touch that they managed to make this center around a candy shop and candy, and that's how we got our endings. That was really cool. Honestly, this whole thing was very well thought out, and it brought all of its elements together in a very nice way. The endings, of course, were not excessively horrific or anything, like I said, but they were fittingly opposite of what we actually wanted, which could make them a bit horrific, particularly the one where we wanted money and killed a guy. That's pretty bad, but it still made me laugh because it was highly amusing. Though, out of all the endings, I think that the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, and of course the good one were my favorites for different reasons. The one where we grow the sharp teeth, I thought it was funny that the Crooked Man was basically implying that we've insulted him in some way, so he's going to make us like him. And of course, the good ending is wonderful because we get to learn magic. I'm not entirely sure why the Crooked Man wants us to be his student, but I think it's fantastic, and the fact that we are now going to learn how to sow the seeds of chaos with candy magic, full of malice, is just hilarious. Now, beyond these endings, the Crooked Man himself is the star of the whole visual novel. He is snarky, he has an amazing aesthetic, his eyes and expressions are wild, like his design was really good. He had a good vibe for a wizard. I don't know if he is, well, he's not human. He definitely fits the part of someone who uses malice in their magic, and I found him to be a delightful antagonist. I guess he would be an antagonist, but yeah, I found him very funny, and I honestly think the developer did a fantastic job with his design. As an aside, I also really loved the music track chosen for this game. It is appropriately bubbly but also spooky and kind of Halloween-y, so it suits the entire setting very well. And I really did enjoy this game as much as I enjoy sweets. And if you've made it this far, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and of course I hope that you enjoyed the visual novel as much as I did. And if you did like it, please hit that like button. It not only makes me feel very nice, but it also puts the video into the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more of me but you haven't yet subscribed, please subscribe. I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, and sometimes extras and shorts randomly throughout the week. I also stream on Twitch with a kind of fluctuating schedule at the moment, but it is usually Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Fridays are usually twice a month, but they have been known to be more, and sometimes less. And I hope to see you all next time. Bye!